Hello, lovely people of YouTube. I am Duke the Iron Ghost, or Great Iron Ghost, depending on where you know me from. Now, I want to talk about regions. What regions, may I ask? Not Alola. There's so much hype going around Alola this lately, because obviously we're fast approaching it. Alola is everywhere. Alola is literally every single conversation. With all the latest fan service and everything, the videos, the theories, the top 10s, the top 5s, all the love going for Alola with all the news lately, I wanted to go back. I wanted to look back on the older regions, the regions that we fell in love with growing up. That's what I wanted to do. So today, I was going to do this in two different parts. Do regions 1, 2, 3, that's Kanto, Johto, Hoenn. In this video, and next week I was going to do the following three. Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos, but I've written the script for Kanto. I kid you not, there's enough to talk about in there just for one episode. So what I'm deciding to do, I'm going to do them one by one in the next 6 weeks. Starting, obviously, with the big OG, it's Kanto. About is Kanto as a region in general, the Pokemon it has on it, all the gyms and everything about it. Basically the Generation 1 Kanto. And of course the Generation 3 Fire Red reboot, which was just as good. Or if not better, depending on your decision, perception, etc, etc. It's all your opinion. So Kanto was the first generation of the epic global phenomenon which is Pokemon, and it is also a favourite of many, hence the Gen 1ers. From a point of view of first games, the Kanto was an amazing region. Pokemon started something completely different, which put people in the complete awe, so it was hard to say anything bad about Kanto. It was hard to write the script for Kanto, purely for the fact there's not an awful lot wrong with it, because it just revolutionised RPGs and did things that they hadn't done yet. It was so hard. But let me start with all the things that I like about it. I love the fact that the first time you see the gym and the Indigo Plateau is so early in the game that you try and go to it and it doesn't let you. It's basically saying this, you need to accomplish this. You need to do a full 360 around the region to get back to phase 1. So you can come here and show us exactly what you're made of. The gyms are also very spaced out, which I liked. There's a bit of room and a bit of accomplishment, in between all the gyms. And it's great. You go from Brock, you have to get through Mount Moon to get to Misty. You need to do the SS Am before you get to Lieutenant Surge. You go through the Dark Cave just to get to, well, anything, depending on where you go. Obviously, you have to go to Erica, but there's so much to do before that. And it makes you really feel like you've accomplished something when you finally get to the next town, when you finally see that gym, that building with the gym on the front of it. It's so much relief. You finally got there. You've done it. Amazing. Obviously, another thing I love is the Pokemon in that gym. The region, the generation. The first time we saw these Pokemon, we fell instantly in love with them because their designs were so simple but so epic. They were so magnificent, just gracious things. It was magical. It was really magical. From a child's point of view at the time, it was magical. But I liked that they were placed all over, with different places, with different ecosystems, different variety. They weren't all just bunched together, all chucked into one. Of course, this today comes up to the standard. This is the standard for today. But like I said, at the time, it was really something and really amazing just to have the diversity of the Pokemon spread out over the whole region. It was brilliant. I also really loved the battle mechanics. With most RPGs at the time, and even today, the battles really are based on how much experience you earn to level up. Okay, and essentially Pokemon is the exact same. You need to earn more experience to level up, but you're not just hitting them as hard as you can. I love the rock, paper, scissors mechanic of it, that one beats the other, then one beats the other, then one type beats the other, because it adds a new strategy to the game, which other RPGs just don't have. Of course, since then, more mobile RPGs, even a few handheld RPGs, have tried to go off the same system, and it works, but you can't diss Pokemon for trying it first. The grass beats water, water beats fire, fire beats grass, tactics of it all. It was new, it was great, and I loved it. I really do. And I just love the strategy part of it. I also love Giovanni as the mob boss, as the big bad. I love him. Why? That's a very good question. The main antagonist, Giovanni, every time you meet him, there's always a sinister feel around him. There's always like an aura of evil and intimidation, and every time I saw him, I genuinely crapped my pants. Okay, I didn't genuinely crap my pants, I might have farted a little, but that's about it. But anyway, he was so, to me, anyway, as I was playing at the time, and even to this day, he still gives me the little shivers. He always scared me. And the fact that he was not only the boss of the big bad team that you were made to take down, I say made because you didn't really have a choice, you had to take down the team. Otherwise you can't progress the game. But still, the fact that he was the last gym leader, he was the last step on your road to becoming the champion. He was the last battle before the Elite Four. And the moment I found that out, the moment I found out he was the last gym leader, I thought, no, this is horrible. I'm now going to have to conquer my fear, go to that gym and beat him. And I went all through all his trainers, I went through the gym, and you know what? I got up to him and I almost cried. I was a kid, leave me alone. I was a kid. It was scary as fuck though. I must have beaten his gym. Not beaten his gym, I must have tried to beat his gym 5-6 times before I finally just thought, right, come on, let's do this, let's kill the bastard. Okay, that's a bit too far, let's just paint his Pokemon, grab his badge and walk away. Yeah, let's do that. Anyway, it was a memorable battle. I loved the Giovanni battle, and if I ever do a top 10 gym battles, it will probably be up there with the best of them. I love Giovanni's battle. I really do. And I love the fact that he disbanded Team Rocket afterwards and saw the error of his ways. I also very much love the difficulty. It's no secret that the Pokemon games have gotten easier with every generation. It seems like they're giving more back to the player just to make it a more fun and easy go around. Of course, I liked what they did in Black and White 2 and added a harder setting, which is great, and I love the fact that millions and millions of people are coming up with new locks, Nuzlocke, Cage locks. Well done, A-Drive, I watched that. It was really good, by the way. The Love Lock, don't know sure what that one is, the Egg Lock, the Wonder Lock, there are so many now. There are literally so many. People just inventing new ones. Shady Lock, love the Shady Lock. Shout out to Shady Penguin for that one. But I really, really do just love the locks, because they just add a new difficulty to everything. But if you go back to the original games, say, Green, if you're in Japan, Red and Blue and Yellow, the challenge is real. It is really hard. But it felt so great just to beat them and get there and do it, because it was hard. It was different, it was older, they didn't have the new mechanics that made things easier for us. Like, there was no XP share, there was no lucky eggs. We were just grinding until we actually got to the point we needed to be. It just made the challenge more, well, challenging. The next thing I love has to be the scenery, even though it's more apparent in the more recent games, say Fire Red Leaf Green, Heart Cold Soul Silver. Even if you look back in the original games, they had one colour for every town, the same town the colour was named after. The colour of the town was named after, even. And it just looked beautiful. The new games, excuse me, in the new games, it just had a lot more colour, a lot more vibrance to them, which is expected, because as the gaming industry grew, graphics grew with it, and along came a lot beautiful gameplay. But even in the originals, like I said, it was very pretty, it was very revolutionary for its time, and you gotta tip your hat off to that. Now, things I'm not too keen on. Like I said, this was the hardest part of the script. I had no idea what to diss about this generation, because it was so good for its time. Even the remakes, they really played up to it. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, they took everything you loved about the original ones, took them, then added in a bit more with the coming generations. They added Johto Pokemon and Hoenn Pokemon to the mix. And even the 3 islands at the end, they were great. New ways to catch Moltres. I thought it was fantastic. But start off with the difficulty. Yes, I know I said I liked it before, but this is a different aspect of the difficulty. More on the level cap of anything else. I was playing Pokemon Yellow. It was the first one I played, well, the first Gen 1 game I played. It's also the one I downloaded for my 3DS. And what I've come to find, which I obviously didn't realise when I was younger, but I come to find that after I beat Brock and I got to Misty, and after I beat Misty, I was slightly over-leveled. Not too much, just slightly enough to give me the edge. By the time I'd finished the SSN, I swimmed through Lieutenant Surge. I got straight through the Dark Cave. I had no problem with Erica whatsoever. I even destroyed a lot of trainers on the coming routes. And yet, I came to Saffron City, or the city, Fuchsia City, and they seemed to jump me. They were so over-leveled for me, I found myself hilariously outmatched. And considering I was over-leveled at the time, and I'd done some training prior to these gyms, I was completely outmatched. I was screwed, royally screwed. They were like 6 levels in front of me, and I could not keep it up. And it kept getting worse and worse. When I got to Saffron, Sabrina was at least 8, 9, maybe even 10 levels above me, and I took some real serious grinding just to get 3 levels below her and beat her. Luckily enough, the Lavender Tower wasn't that bad after I'd managed to get to it, but still, everything after that, as I progressed more and more, the gap seemed to keep widening and widening. I could not seem to catch up, and when I was beating the Elite Four, luckily, with a lot of revives, full restores, max ethers, so on and so forth, I finally managed to beat them in one go. But if it wasn't for the fact I had all those items, I probably wouldn't have done, because I was at least 7 levels below Lorelei, and as they keep growing gradually, I was at least a good 10, 15 levels below Lance, and I have no idea how I beat him. His Dragon Ice whipped my ass. I must have revived my Pokemon so much, it was unreal. And then just to face off against Blue, that was horror. That was absolute horror. And the fact that I took such a beating and still managed to win from Lance, I completely forgot Blue was even there. I went straight in and I kicked ass though, I kicked ass. But it was just, I don't get how you can go from winning and being over-leveled to getting your ass kicked and being hilariously outgunned. So that's my talk on Kanto, the first region and the first generation of the games for my Pokemon Wednesday video. I know there's only one thing that I didn't like about Kanto, but like I said, the game itself really did revolutionise RPGs. It brought a lot of fans to the franchise, a non-existent franchise at the time, and it was just so great. It set itself up so the sequels could fall, where some of them did and some of them really didn't. But I'll get more to that next Wednesday and the Wednesday after and the next coming Wednesdays. But for now, this has been Kanto. I have been Duke the Iron Ghost or Great Iron Ghost, depending on where you know me from, and thanks.